Assalamu alaikum students, how are you? Today our topic is the vacuum flask. In the vacuum flask, most of the heat is prevented to leave or enter the flask. This is done by suitable measures to reduce the transfer of heat due to conduction, convection and radiation. Thus, anything kept in it maintains its temperature for a long time. A thermos flask consists of double-walled glass. Students, as we know that the mode of transfer of heat by vibrating atoms and free electrons in solids from hotter to colder part of a body is called conduction of heat. And convection is the transfer of heat by the actual movement of molecules from hot place to a cold place. And radiation is the term that means the continuous emission of energy from the surface of a body in the form of electromagnetic waves. So it is in the thermos flask, heat is prevented to leave or enter the flask by all these three methods, that is conduction, convection and radiation. And for this, the stopper is made up of plastic. Plastic is a good insulator or bad conductor of heat. So the stopper reduces the heat lost by conduction and convection. As thermos flask consists of double-walled glass vessel and air has been removed from the space between these double-walled glass vessel to create vacuum. And this vacuum prevents the heat lost by conduction and convection. The double-walled glass is polished silver because the silver surface is poor absorber of heat. So it prevents the heat lost by radiation. Scottish scientist Sir James Dewar in 1892 designed and invented the vacuum flask for the first time. Thermos company was the first to produce vacuum flask on commercial scale for everyday use. That's why vacuum flask is commonly known as thermos flask. Students, next we have to do test yourself. Question number 1. Suggest why the vacuum flask is commonly called a thermos flask. The answer will start from this line. The thermos flask was designed and invented by Scottish scientist Sir James Dewar in 1892. The thermos company was the first to mass produce vacuum flask for everyday use. Question number 2. Explain why a vacuum flask can keep drinks cold as well as hot. The answer will start from this line. A vacuum or thermos flask can keep drinks hot or cold for hours. Up to this line, the silver lining of the walls reduce heat lost by radiation. Question number 3. What is the function of silver lining in a vacuum flask? The answer will start from this line. The silver lining of the walls reduces heat loss by radiation. Up to this. Thank you.